challenge. This is the last day we're going to talk about influencer on steroids tactics or strategies or processes or systems or procedures. And we're going to talk today about masterminds. Napoleon Hill, in one of my favorite books of all time, Think and Grow Rich, made popular or popularized or brought up the topic of the mastermind. Now, he goes into some kind of in-depth woo-woo things in there, which I personally love, but might not be something you can relate to. But the theory and the process and the practice of having a mastermind, meaning a group of people or even just one other person that you can ask for advice, bounce ideas off of, get unjudgmental feedback from, creates a synergy. Remember, synergy is when two or more minds come together. The sum of the parts is greater than the whole. Did I say that right? Yeah. The whole. Okay. Okay. I totally messed that up. I don't know what I'm thinking. When you have a group of people that come together, the team's efforts will always give you better results than if each individual person in that team or group were to have done something on their own. That is synergy. And I think I totally said that backwards. The sum of the parts is less than what's created by the group or by the whole. Learned that in corporate America. Learned that in a lot of team experiences and team organizations. Now, this is only on effective teams, right? It's only on mastermind groups that work well together. Are there mastermind groups that stink and don't work well because they're really paid coaching programs and they're not real masterminds? Absolutely. A mastermind is when people come together and create things. They're moving toward a common goal, and that's what creates the synergy. That's what creates it's a win-win-win for everybody that's involved in the mastermind or in the group. And they do provide, I've been on lots of masterminds. I've been involved in them. I've led them. I continue to create and change and morph my masterminds. Right now, I am creating a new one in a new industry that's fun because it is a new industry for me, and I love going into new industries. But how can you use the concept of the mastermind to put your influence on steroids? Well, whenever we have a group of people together, again, the sum of the parts, us individually working on our own, is going to take longer. It's going to be harder because we're not using the momentum that we can get by learning from other people and modeling them really, really quickly. So how can you use this in what you're doing? How can you use this today? Well, do you have a mastermind? Have you ever been involved in a mastermind? Do you have somebody that you can bounce ideas off of to determine if you're moving in the right direction or not? Or just because what happens is when we're talking about our ideas, when we're vocalizing them, we get all kinds of new ahas and insights. So just the act of bouncing your ideas off someone else helps you to create better ideas, helps you to serve your people better, helps you to communicate what it is that you're trying to communicate better. So masterminding effect, just from the fact that you have other people to share your ideas with in an open, unjudgmental environment, is really, really powerful. So have you ever had a mastermind? Do you have a mastermind? Is a mastermind group appropriate for your prospects and for your customers? A lot of high-level coaching programs are set up around this masterminding effect where we model what a good mastermind looks like. The group comes together either in smaller groups or a large group, and we each share our ideas. And then everybody gives us input into what our ideas are and how we can make them better. It's always about how we can make them better. Or if somebody has experience doing that exact same thing, they can share what did or didn't work for them. And that shortcuts a lot of the process of trials and trying to figure things out on our own. So is a mastermind group appropriate for what you're doing? It's appropriate for almost anything you're doing. If you're creating a business or want to be an influencer, masterminding is appropriate for almost every situation. Now, what we want to do in our action item video today is ask our perfect prospects, ask our audience what they do and how they coordinate or bounce ideas off other people. And would they like a coordinated effort? Because we're kind of feeling our oats and finding out if they would like us to create some kind of a mastermind or inner circle or higher level coaching program for them. And again, you can do this in almost any industry, any market across the planet. Now, if I'm an e-com person, or if I'm a salesperson, or if I have a sock store and all I'm doing is selling people socks, and my biggest problem I solve is helping them keep their feet warm and looking cool doing it or increasing their status by doing it, I might have a hard time creating a mastermind group around that, or having a group of customers that would be at all interested in caring about a higher level of understanding of keeping their feet warm, right? So it depends on the problem you solve and the products and services you provide. But for the most part, there's a way to create a mastermind and a group around just about anything. So today, if it makes sense, ask your audience that. If it doesn't, adjust accordingly and create a video that is for your audience that makes sense to them. You know, maybe you've got a new style of sock coming out or a new strategy or a new material of sock. Make a video about that. Whatever makes sense for you. Go ahead and make your video today. And of course, I'll be with you tomorrow for another really interesting way to gain influence and increase your influence using live video. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. See you tomorrow.